Isn't it predictably odd that the head honchos at Twitter still haven't taken down that repulsive fake image of an Australian child being, well, her throat was being slit by an Australian soldier? I was about to say another word I shouldn't, but it is offensive. Is it factual? No, it's not factual at all. Now, maybe it's got something to do with Twitter being banned at this stage in China, except for selected, foreign policy heads and certain chiefs of departments. And, of course, there's this campaign they have to be granted access to 1 billion Chinese internet users. How could I be so cynical? Very, very easily. Meantime, the faceless digital censors in Beijing have deleted our Prime Minister's sincere appeal to the Chinese public on what's happening between the two countries from Chinese social media site WeChat. Now, the official fake line from them is it involves use of content that incites, misleads, has non-objective facts or fabricates societal historical issues. What a load of BS. Now, I have had a close look at the full transcript of what the PM posted. It was nothing of the sort. He referred to the allegations in the Brereton report this way: where there are alleged events that have taken place that require action, well, we have set up the honest and transparent processes for that to take place. Not too much incitement or historic fabrication there. He goes on. The post of a false image of an Australian soldier does not dismiss our respect for and appreciation of our Chinese Australian community, or indeed our friendship with the people of China. Now, that sounds like a sincere effort to show that Australians are still friends with the Chinese. There was nothing critical of the Chinese government or that foreign official for posting the fake photo. None of it. Hardly non-objective. The PM also said Australia has greatly benefited from the contribution made by people in Australia of Chinese ancestry. And then he went on to applaud Chinese Australians who did a great job self-isolating at the beginning of the pandemic. I can see why WeChat censored Scott Morrison's statement, because it was filled with sincerity. It was filled with appreciation. It was non-aggressive. It was warm. And that's not part of the current Chinese narrative against us. They couldn't have their people reading that. This was the Prime Minister on the subject today.
My message, which has been made public not just on WeChat, I think over 60,000, I assume Australians actually had the opportunity to read it. And it was a message of thanks and appreciation for the amazing contribution made by Australians of Chinese heritage to this country. They played a critical role in Australia's health success and, as a result, our economic success. And so any Australian of Chinese heritage here in Australia, I know and want only to feel as valued as any other Australian, because we are the most successful multicultural immigration nation on earth.
And this was the kind of thing he said on WeChat. And it doesn't fit the narrative. The Chinese want to find instances of aggression. They want to find instances of overreaction, of arrogance. They got none of that in the WeChat statement, so they just got rid of it. The Biden administration, meanwhile, has even added its weight to the criticism of China, with National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan tweeting, "As we have for a century, America will stand shoulder to shoulder with our ally Australia and rally fellow democracies to advance our shared security, prosperity and values." As for the Chinese media rock throwers, the Global Times, well, they kept on throwing more at us today, and the least said about that mob, the better. That's called very constructive censorship.